I would like to introduce you to our second child, our first daughter, Katie. Katie had beautiful strawberry blonde hair. And also, you can't see it in the picture, it's been retouched, but a port wine stained birthmark over her upper lip and nose and forehead. She is wearing, in this picture, a dress that I crocheted for her. And also, if you look closely, you can see she's wearing a hearing aid. Her situation was such that every few months we would become aware of another handicap that we hadn't been aware of before, or she would have a medical crisis that would set her back. And we'd have to realize that she wasn't going to achieve the level we'd hoped for, but we'd have to drop our expectations lower. Besides her hearing impairment, she was also visually impaired. She had cerebral palsy, and she had epileptic seizures, about 3 different kinds all told, and a profound mental impairment with an IQ of about 17. So what could Katie do? Not a whole lot. She did learn to sit up. It took her till age 2 to do it. She was a very good eater with her hands. I was at a restaurant having lunch with a friend, and Katie was over here in a high chair beside me, and she, when I didn't notice it, reached over to my plate and grabbed a handful of something, stuffed it into her mouth, and immediately began screaming. It was horseradish. She also loved water, absolutely loved it. We didn't have to fight this kid to put her in the bathtub. She loved it. A light, misty rain on her face was just heavenly to her. She reacted to loud musical sounds. She had a handbell she could ring and enjoyed. And she had a wind-up musical Ferris wheel. Bright colors. She liked that a lot. She could stand with help, probably by about age 3, but she didn't like it. Never liked putting weight on her feet. She never could walk. She never could talk. She never could even understand words. Was it hard being her mom? Very hard. It took me a severe grief process and a deep depression over several months just to accept her situation. Before that, I was, oh God, make her normal or take her away or something. Just let me out of this. But finally, I came to the end of myself and said, one day, okay, God, I'll do it. And at that point, I could only promise for one day at a time. Couldn't even promise tomorrow to take care of Katie. But God matured me very fast. He healed my depression. In our family, though we were different from others, made up our minds that we would be a happy family. We would do normal things as much as possible. Now, some people just couldn't handle our situation and just disappeared. And while I understood, that was painful. Some were curious, that was okay. And some were very kind. I especially remember one evening we had dinner in a restaurant, and we just got up to leave when a man from a neighboring table came over and said, I just want you to know that we really enjoyed being near your family. And I got a little teary and I kind of stammered, oh, thank you. Our Katie is, and he said, I know. And that's why we enjoyed being near your family. We learned patience from Katie as we watched her progress so slowly. We learned persistence to keep on keeping on, especially keeping on when things were difficult. When she was not quite 4 years old, suddenly and very unexpectedly, she passed away from a serious kind of epileptic seizures. It was a month before her 4th birthday, and that's why I always say Katie was a college education. We had her those 4 years. Now, in the world's eyes, Katie was just a throwaway life, a burden, nothing else. But she was a human being, and she taught us far more than we ever could have taught her. What is a life worth? Sometimes in the world's eyes, little or nothing. But I'm convinced that God gave Katie a message and sent her on mission to us. And I'm totally convinced that when she got to heaven, God said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." In God's plan, a throwaway life can have eternal impact. And Katie's life is having a little more impact right now as you are learning about her. Thank you.